second. Okay, now we're recording. Now I'm going to share my screen. And now I'm going to tell you guys, if you don't have a notepad and a pencil or a piece of paper and pen, whatever, get it out so that you can start taking some notes. Okay, first things first, restarting this. The most important job that we have as coaches, number one, the first vital behavior, like I tell all my new coaches this on our first one-on-one, on our new coach call, your job is to take care of you. So that's why, obviously, this is slide number one, to work on you. So these are your most important tasks as a new coach. And I would say if you're thinking timeline wise, if you want to take a month, if you want to take 21 days, I would say your first month of coaching, that is really when you want to focus in 100% on getting your best transformation possible, on really going all in with your healthy lifestyle. Because if you've never done a program before, you're going to soon find out that these are absolutely incredible. Or maybe if you've done programs before and now you're just diving into coaching, the business side of things, how vital it is, or it was, for you to get a handle and a grasp on your health and fitness first and foremost before you feel confident to start sharing this with others. We want to lead by example. We want to be a product of the products. We want to know the products, right? We can't know things if we're not using them. So use your Shakeology, obviously, drink it every single day, get your workout in every single day. And I love this part of the business because if I wasn't a coach, I probably wouldn't be as committed to my health and fitness journey as I am now. I probably wouldn't have as good of results as I do now. So this is amazing. If you ever want to share about coaching to your family, your friends, anybody around you, this is my number one thing. I've never had a job that allows me or that requires me to take care of me first, right? It's always, even with past jobs that are similar, as a yoga teacher, it's you got to teach all these classes and then put your practice on the back burner. So I love this. And then, as I was saying, you can share about the products and the lifestyle that you're creating for yourself with your friends and with your family. Okay. And then once you start getting to know the products and getting to know, yourself, and you're having this amazing transformation throughout your program, throughout your first month as a coach, this is where you'll be able to help people change their own lives with the products and teach others how to help others change their lives with the products, which is building a team, right? So first we help ourselves, we get a transformation, we get healthier, we feel better in our skin, we start to love our bodies, and then we share that with other people so they can do it for themselves. And then you start bringing on coaches who are wait, I want to share this with my community, right? And then it's just this never ending, amazing, beautiful ripple effect. So yeah, that is number one. I cannot emphasize how important this is. Literally, if you look at the most successful coaches, I always say success leaves clues. So if you're looking at the most successful coaches, they're not people who are putting their health on the back burner. They're the ones who are getting results, who are going all in and really, really, truly focusing in on their own health. Okay, number two here. I just want to quickly go over resources. So if you guys signed up, with Carly as your coach or with me as your coach or whoever it is, you are a part of the Team Root to Rise family in some form or fashion. That's why you're here on this call. And we have so many freaking incredible resources. It blows my mind. When I first signed up as a coach, I had amazing resources, but it was nothing like what we have today. Sometimes I sit back and I'm do I even need to tell my girls what to do? Because they have so much information. It's crazy. So just know, before you go running to your coach and asking a question of something, maybe you're brand new, it's day one, week one, before you ask people, go to the team page, type in your question, make a post about it, or go into the search bar of the team page. We have the coach FAQ. So if you go to your coach online office, www.coach.teambeachbody.com, and you log in, right in the upper right hand corner of the screen, there's a search bar. If you just type in that search bar, literally anything, you will get so much information. If it's a new program you want details on, if it is I don't know, Success Club, if you want to find the Success Club system tracker, which is all the trackers that we use as coaches. There's so many good things in the back office. So look that up. And like usually it'll take you to the FAQ section. Otherwise you can just Google Team Beachbody Coach FAQ and find FAQ that way. Honestly, that's probably the fastest, and that's how I do it like every day. So yeah, I just mentioned the coach office. Google and YouTube will become your best friends. Literally, what I love to do, like if I am inviting, I will turn on an invite training from YouTube or from Google. Like I'll look it up and find like my favorite coach who talks about inviting, Kate Schultes. I think that's her name, right? She is one of my favorite coaches who talks about inviting. So I will literally just like put a training on about whatever it is I'm doing, or maybe it's reach outs and just like starting the conversation and starting to build a relationship with somebody. If I'm like trying to dive into that, again, I'll just like put it on. I know some people can't work with background noise, like they really need it to be quiet and like focus in on things, but I love background noise. So I usually just put those trainings on. But again, if you don't like the background noise and you really want to take time to like absorb the things that you're learning in these trainings, set aside time in your day, or, you know, pull it up before you drive somewhere and listen to it on your commute somewhere. I remember, like as a newer coach, I would usually work my business in the mornings, and then at night I would get home pretty late, hop on team calls, and then I would be working like up until midnight usually, and then I go to bed. But I would listen to all the trainings like right before bed, because I would just want like all of this knowledge, you know, to absorb into me like a sponge. So again, so many good resources. If you can't find something, you know, before asking somebody, before asking your coach, Google it, YouTube it, go to the coach online office, go to FAQ, you will find it, I'm sure, if you just take the time to look for it. And if you really, really don't, and you're, you know, confused or struggling, just reach out to some of your teammates, reach out to your coach. Okay, moving on. So I already kind of touched on the number one thing, right? Taking care of yourself, leading by example. That is one of the 4 vital behaviors. So these are literally so important. This is what every successful coach will tell you. The 4 vital behaviors are what we do every single day as a coach. So this business is a little bit different, right? Because we get to work from home. We get to work from wherever we are. We get to work from our phones. And that's amazing. But sometimes that allows us to be a little bit lazier with our businesses because nobody's watching. We're not clocking in, right? And so we have to be our own business like mentor. We have to be our own CEO. We have to like sit down to do work and like put on the CEO hat and be like, okay, I'm gonna freaking do this, and get really, really disciplined with all the things that we're doing every single day. So the 4 vital behaviors, it's like your checklist as a coach. This is the stuff like you should not go to bed without doing this every single day. And we're all strapped for time. Like everybody's busy these days. So if that, you know, is your excuse, or if something else is your excuse, like I love you guys and I get it and I've been there, but you got to find a way to make it work for you, because obviously you signed up to be a coach for a reason. You want this for a reason. You have a why, right? You have a why that you're building this business off of. So we really have to get clear with ourselves and decide on day one, like I'm going to go all in and I'm going to do these 4 vital behaviors every single day. And I'm going to commit to doing it to the best of my ability. And you know, we're all going to have some off days. We're all going to have days where we're not perfect. And maybe one thing we didn't do as well as we wished, or one thing we kind of missed, but we're going to make up the next day, right? And double our efforts. So give grace to yourself in those areas. But just remember, like, we've really got to be disciplined and serious about this if we have like serious goals that we're going after. So anyways, 4 vital behaviors, here they are. Number 1, touched on in the beginning, be proof the products work. Do your workout, drink your shake, right? So simple. Number 2, share, connect, invite. So sharing your journey on social media, I would say like everything social media, and even in person, like sharing this with your family and your friends and your acquaintances, this all goes under the umbrella of share, connect, invite. Oh, by the way, if you guys are asking questions or anything in the chat, I'm not reading it yet, but I will read it at the end. So if you have any, just drop them in there. Okay, so connect, invite. This is on social media. This is just talking to people in general, like off of social media in real life. This is also inviting people to join your group. If we aren't inviting people, if we're only sharing, if we're only putting it out there, but never reaching out to people and saying, hey, like, have you ever considered joining one of my boot camps? Sometimes we're going to miss people because sometimes people don't have the courage to reach out to us, right? I don't remember if I reached out to Carly or if she reached out to me initially. One of us did, but I know that like watching her Instagram, I was like pretty intimidated. I was like, she's like legit, she's cool. And I'm like scared, but that's just because I was insecure, right? So do not like ever underestimate the power of inviting people, like going out of your way and reaching out to them. It can be as simple as like a little message. Like I said, hey girl, seen you watching my stories. Have you ever considered joining one of the boot camps I host? And if they're like, wait, what's a boot camp? You can explain it to them, right? So don't be afraid to just keep it so simple and quick and easy. Okay, personal development. This is amazing. I mean, it says here, 10 minutes a day will change your life. It will. It totally will. So if you are not a fan of personal development, if you're a skeptic, I know I kind of was at first. I was just like, I don't really know the meaning of this, but like my coach is successful, so I'll trust her. Do what we're saying to you. Do what your coach is saying to you. Personal development is so important. Like, I don't think I would be the person I am today if I hadn't been doing personal development. I mean, all of the coaching activities have helped me grow into who I am today, but I would not be as confident. I wouldn't have be able to invite people so easily nowadays. Like, I would say if any of these things are hard for you, it's okay if they are, because we all start somewhere. We all fail forward. We all make mistakes and fall flat on our faces, and we all kind of don't have our crap together. But that is just where we start out. And as you grow, as you do these vital behaviors every single day, they'll get easier. So I would say if there's any area you're struggling, like maybe it's a lack of confidence in posting on social media, maybe it is just fear around like sharing this journey with people because you've never shared things like this on social media. I don't know if whatever it is, personal development will help you, because our mindset is so important. Like, we don't realize it, but it drives what we do, right? Like, if we have a bad mindset, if we're like feeling off in the day, we're not going to work out. But like, this is where it's so cool. Our fitness journey and our health journey totally relates to our business. So if you can read personal development and kind of like intentionally direct your mind and tell it where it's going to go today and say that it's going to be amazing, and tell yourself you're amazing, you know, and give yourself all this confidence and this pump up, then you're going to be able to choose, no, like, I'm going to get my workout in today regardless. No, I'm going to do the 4 vital behaviors today regardless. Like, I'm going to do it. And that's where mindset and personal development is just so, so, so key. Okay, lastly, a lot of times I think this behavior gets downplayed. So I just really want to emphasize it. And it's because it's so important. Recognition. This is so huge, guys. I know recognition at first as a new coach, you're like, wait, I don't have clients to recognize, or I don't have coaches to recognize. Recognition can start in the smallest of ways. It can start in your own challenge groups. Like, if you're in a group with your coach and you're posting every single day in there, go to someone else's post and recognize them. Say, hey girl, like, I see you killing it every day. You're amazing. You're a badass. Like, you're doing such awesome things. Keep it up. Like, keep up the great work. That just goes so far in somebody's day. I mean, how would you feel if you received like a message or a comment on your post in the boot camp like that, right? So make sure to recognize people every single day. Again, like, whether it's in your challenge group, whether it's somebody else on your team who did something awesome, whether it's a new coach that was welcome to the team, whether it's on social media, like it's one of your clients that you're shouting out on your stories or something for their incredible transformation, or even somebody that you just met on social media and you like shout out their Instagram or something like that because they're awesome and you're like, this person's amazing, you know. Don't be afraid to show them the love, like build them up, encourage them, because it always comes back around. And what is the quote that Carly always says? It's like, a rising tide lifts all ships. Yeah. So rise those tides. Let's lift all the ships on the team. Okay, next we're going to talk about goals. So this is kind of the fun part, because this is where coaching gets real. So as a new coach, you should definitely be thinking about your first goals. And I mean, I'm just going to kind of give them to you right here, because as a new coach, you're probably like, I don't know what my goals should be. So this is where we as coaches all want you guys to start out, is helping at least 3 people get started with a challenge pack. So that's basically what you got started with. If you're, you know, on this team, if you're on this call, you probably signed up under a coach and you got started with your own challenge pack. So that's exactly what we want you guys to do. Go find 3 people, you know, it could be your mom, your brother, your cousin, like boom, done. There we go. Get them started with the exact same thing and get them started on their own health journey. And then you will hit Success Club. So in order to qualify to hit Success Club, you have to also have 90 point volume. That's what PV stands for here on HD. That means home direct. So like automatic shipment. And so if you're on Shakeology, like this basically takes care of it. Yeah, I think that's all I had to say about that. So I would just, if I were you, I would just keep my Shakeology on home direct. That's 90 points. You don't have to really mess with it other than the flavor. So you're all good. You're all covered. And then you get those 3 people signed up. You're all like qualified for Success Club. And honestly, what I really love about this is, I mean, number 1, it says down here, achieving Success Club your first 3 months as a coach. Like month 1, you sign up, you achieve Success Club. Month 2, you sign up, achieve Success Club. Month 3, you sign up. Sorry, you're not signing up in those months, but you achieve Success Club all 3 of those months. You will get a free ticket to Summit. So they just changed the rules on this. And actually it's now all new coaches can achieve this free ticket to Summit if they hit Success Club within their first 5 months. Any 3 months within their first 5-month period. Does that make sense? A little bit more confusing, but it's actually better. It makes it easier on you guys. You get a longer period of time to hit Success Club. And I also found out those months don't have to be consecutive. So like you could have signed up in January, and then January, February, March, April comes by and you hit Success Club. Maybe you hit it in February, and then April, May, you hit it in May. There you go. Like within your first 5 months as a coach, you hit Success Club, you get a free ticket to Summit. So that's pretty freaking awesome. A ticket to Summit is about, I think it's a $200 value. I might be wrong. They're always a little bit more expensive up front at the door. But right now they're on sale for, I believe, $165. You guys can double check that to make sure by going on Google or a FAQ or whatever. But you do want to get your Coach Summit ticket because it is our annual coaching event. It's freaking amazing. You get a chance to meet up with all your coaches. Like you get to see them in person and hug them, and we party. Like we just have so much fun. We eat really good food. We laugh. It's my favorite part. Like literally probably one of the best things of the year is going to Summit. And of course there's trainings. There's like hours and hours and hours of trainings every single day, live workouts with trainers. It's kind of just like a party weekend, like the whole entire weekend you're exhausted, but it's amazing. I kind of felt like I was in college again because I was like, I have no energy, but it's so good. Okay, also the other part about Success Club that's so cool is when you hit Success Club, you have also earned back your own investment on yourself. So like if you're in this business, obviously a piece of it is financial, right? Like you want to earn some money, you want to earn a side income or maybe a full-time income. For me, I originally signed up as a coach because I knew I couldn't afford Shakeology if I didn't pay for it in some extra way apart from like my normal life, because I was in college and I actually didn't have a job. So I was like, I need a way to pay for this because it's making me feel so good and I love it and I'm addicted. So I signed up to coach just to get the discount. And then I was like, okay, I think I can like sign 3 people up. And I'm like such a girl for a challenge. So when I heard that, I was like, amazing. Like I'm going to bust my butt and try to do this. So the commission you earn off of signing up your first 3 people will add up to being just a little bit more than your own investment of Shakeology in yourself, which I think that's like so cool because right off the bat, if you hit Success Club and you hit that goal, you're earning back a little bit of income. Like who can say that they started a business and right in their first month, they like not only broke even, but they earned a little bit back. Like I think that's so cool. Okay, moving on. Step 1, we are going to commit to a challenge group start date. So what's really awesome is when you hit Success Club, obviously you signed up 3 people. So now the question is like, where are we going to put those people? So the way that you take care of them is with a challenge group, the same thing that you are probably in right now. Sometimes you can host it with your own coach. Sometimes you can host it with other team members. It's always more fun that way, in my opinion. Like, I love hosting groups with new coaches on our team because I can kind of like show them the ropes of like how you host a challenge group. And you can also just make it fun. Not all the work is on your shoulders of making a post every day. You kind of split it up and even it out. And yeah, it's just so much fun to host it with other people. But if you want to get real crazy and brave, you can totally host your own boot camps, like all by yourself, and just like jump the gun. I have a lot of coaches on my team that have done that. And I'm like, go girl, like you're amazing. So yeah. And I would say 100%, before you hit Success Club, decide on this thing. Decide on committing to hosting a group. Decide on the date you're going to start, because that will give you an incentive for yourself to, you know, push yourself to hit that goal of getting 3 people signed up before the date starts, right? I always start announcing my challenge group for the month a few days before the first, like probably like 5 days. I'll start like breadcrumbing it in my stories and sharing it and just talking about, oh my gosh, like registration's going to be opening soon. Like, I'm so excited. Here's why, yada, yada. And then on the first, I open registration for my boot camp. And I usually start my boot camps midway through the month so that those first 2 weeks I have to fully invest on like going ham on inviting people, getting people really excited about my group. And that way I can give myself like a little bit of pressure because I don't have the whole entire month. Even though Success Club starts, you know, every month, day 1 is 0 again, you're at 0. It's a monthly cycle. I like to put the pressure on and give myself only 2 weeks because then, you know, I can hit my goal, get all the people into the challenge group. And if I don't, let's say like I didn't hit my goal, I'm like, you know, I need 2 more people or 1 more person, I still have half the month. And I can host a different kind of group. I can host a coach group, like trying to get people to sign up as coaches. It just gives you a lot more flexibility and freedom if you're planning like 1 step ahead. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. And Carly has her transformation here just because like this is the best way, I think, to announce a boot camp that's starting, by showing people like your own transformation. It's kind of like saying, hey, like, look what I just did. This is freaking awesome. Now I'm going to share it with all of you guys. Like, let's go get in on it with me. Okay. Your first invite. So I kind of already touched on this when I was going over the vital behaviors. So I'm just going to read through these because they're so good. Number 1, become a conversation expert. You're not reaching out to close. You're reaching out to open the door. So when you're talking to people, you know, if I was to reach out to someone on my stories, the goal isn't to like reach out and invite them so that like they'll initially sign up right then and there and I'll get a close like on the sale. It's really to start the conversation, start the relationship, like build a relationship. What I think is so cool about, I don't know if you guys know about other MLMs. I have a few friends in other MLMs, and what I really don't like about them is it's all about the sale. It's all like, all their stories are just like posts on sales and products, and it's not like really intriguing to me. And with coaching, like with Beachbody, the work starts the moment that they sign up. You know, like our work isn't in getting people to sign up. Like, our work starts right when they sign up, and then we get to serve them with our challenge group, you know, with all the tools, with all the things that we've learned. So when it comes to inviting people to your group, I really want you to think about like, how can I serve this person? How can I take care of them? How can I provide a solution to their problem? Like, get to know them. And if you find out, oh my gosh, like they are struggling with a health routine, or maybe you ask them, did you have a good new year? Do you have any health goals for the new year? Like, everyone and their mom has health goals for the new year. So that's like such an easy way to start a conversation and transition into your boot camps and inviting. And if they tell you like, no, or yes, but I'm worried, whatever they say, it's so easy to slip in an invite and be like, girl, I've got these boot camps. They're amazing. I hear what you're doing, but I think this could really, really help you. Like, do you want more info? So really, really focus on the relationship, focus on taking care of them. This is not, just about getting a sale. This is about providing a service to somebody that really, really needs it and changing their life. So it's a big deal. Okay, moving on. Be brief, but be excited. Like I said before, you don't have to give them all the details. Your invite doesn't have to be miles long or paragraphs long. Just give them a short, quick little, invite. Carly uses a video for this, I think. I think that's why she put that there. You could use a video if you're on Instagram, if you're inviting somebody through stories. I also have a video on YouTube that shares all of my information about my boot camps. So, the moment that they say yes, and they're like, yeah, I want more info, you don't get all frozen. You're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? You can just like give them this video, and then it provides kind of an overview of your group. This is so good. Find their need before you try and fix their need. That's kind of what I was saying before. Ask questions, be specific, take your time, recognize and welcome objections as part of the process, right? Like even if somebody says no, it's not necessarily a no for forever. Like my mom said no in the beginning, and then she signed up, and then she canceled, and now she signed up like 6 months later from canceling. So don't think that no's are the end of the world. Somebody, like you're not going to die if you get a no. It's just a not right now, because maybe they're doing Zumba right now. Maybe they're doing a boot camp in person right now, but who knows, like 5 months from now, that could stop working. And if you keep showing up, if you continue to be consistent, you could be the person that like a light bulb forms in their head and they're like, oh my gosh, that girl, I've been watching, she invited me. Maybe they'll reach out to you, or maybe you reach out to them again and they finally say yes. So you are planting seeds. A no is a not right now. Don't be afraid of the cost when it comes to inviting people. Just think about serving them. Just think about providing them with a solution. I'm not going to go too much into detail with that. Fortune is in the follow-up, but you can't follow up if you never reach out. Yes, that's so good. So again, like if you never send the invite to the person, and then you're like looking to do some follow-ups, reach out to people that you've previously invited who have previously said no. You're not going to have anybody to invite if you never start. Like you just have to start with the inviting. It can be scary at first, but put your, Boss Babe playlist on, get some jams going, drink some Liquid Lightning, and you'll feel so confident. Read some PD, and then send all the invites out. Okay. Now we're going to talk about your second goal. So this is to hit Emerald. Personally, I think you can totally do this in the first 7 days. I think you can honestly do this in the first 24 hours if you like really work at it. I took forever to hit Emerald when I first signed up as a coach. I was a very slow starter, which is so funny to me now, because when I started building a second business center, like my husband's business, I challenged myself and I was like, I'm going to hit Emerald in his business and I'm going to do it right this time. So I challenged myself and I hit it within 48 hours and it was freaking amazing. I just called up my brother. I called up my mom and I was like, guys, I really need your support. I'm starting a business. I'm getting it to a point where I'm probably going to be able to retire myself from my jobs, provide a sole income from this. And I laid it out for them, just said, this is what you would need to do. You'd sign up as a coach. You'd get an order every month along with the coach membership fee. I laid out the money, like what that would look like. And I told them, you can have obviously my service if you want it. They don't really take advantage of that because they just like the products that much, and that's totally fine with me. They aren't in my boot camps, but again, like that's totally fine. I'm going to work with them wherever they're at. So yeah, Emerald is basically you plus 2 coaches. You just sign one up on the left leg, one up on the right leg, and boom, you are Emerald. It is so simple. And what's really cool is if you don't hit Emerald, like you're never going to get to the next step, because everything in this business builds off of Emerald. So Diamond is hitting Emerald. Like right here, we have a left and a right coach, and then you have a left and a right coach again, and then you have a left, right coach again, and again, and again, and again. So Diamond is literally just 4 coaches on one leg. 4 coaches on the other, and then you have 2 emeralds of your own. So now you have not only hit emerald, but you're teaching 2 of your coaches to hit emerald. And there's also like this U+2 policy too. So if you don't have coaches that are building the business, you can possibly have control of one of those accounts or 2 of those accounts, and you can hit emerald in those accounts yourself. Like I was saying before, when I hit emerald in my husband's account. But again, a little bit more like next level training. So just wait on that. Ask your coach if you have more questions about that. Okay, so let's talk about social media real quick. Social media is now our business platform. Like it is our storefront. So when you think about posting and sharing to social media, I want you to think about sharing your story. Like this is all about telling your story. I remember when I was a coach, Carly, told her story in such a way to where she worked, signed up as a coach, worked as a coach, had other jobs. And then finally she quit all her other jobs and she became a full-time coach. And for me, just watching and walking through that story was so inspirational. Movies, books, everything in the world that is so inspiring to us and that we love and that we gravitate towards. A post that's miles long on Instagram, we will stop and read it for forever, even though that's taking time out of our day. It's because it's a story. It's because it's drawing us in, it's intriguing. And usually stories are what we connect with, right? We'll find pieces of ourselves in other people's stories. And so yeah, that's the reason why it's so important to share your story on social media and not be afraid of doing that, because you are going to find your tribe through doing that. So it says here, you need to let people know that your store is open. That's why we tell you guys, number one, post every single day, at least 1 post a day, I would say. If you miss a day here and there, that's totally fine. Social media is not what it is today, what it used to be. When I first signed up, it was post 3 times a day and stories weren't a thing. So you kind of treated your Instagram like your story. Nowadays, it's we want a quality post every single day, 1 post, quality over quantity. And I would say about 5 to 10 stories on Instagram stories is good. I usually go way above that just because I've come to grow and love sharing my story on social media every day. I think it's so much fun. I have this community that I can share with. So make sure that you let people know your store is open. If you're not posting, you're kind of saying I'm not open for business. So we want to be open for business, right? We want people to feel welcome into our storefront and ready to send us a message or an invite or hey girl, I want in on your boot camps, right? So make sure you're elevating all your brands and not just Beachbody. So hopefully your coaches have talked about this. It might have been in the new coach prep course a little bit, but when you start posting on social media, you'll start posting as if it is a magazine of your life, right? It's your story. So you're not only going to be posting about health and fitness, that's one thing, but you also want to share about other parts of your life. I live in a tiny home. I have a pit bull and she's my child, and I have a husband, so I'm married. So I talk about our relationships. So there are all these different other things going on in my social media, and that provides a place for people to connect with me on all those other levels. So, if I make a post about Lola, my dog, other dog moms will gravitate towards that post and see it and be like, oh, I love this dog. She's so cute. They'll come to my page. They'll find me. We'll start chatting about dogs probably. And then in the long run, maybe she's somebody that could benefit from my boot camp. She might be somebody that needs my help, right? So the more that you share all aspects of your life rather than just one, or rather than just Beachbody or the health and the fitness part of it, the more places you're allowing to connect with other people. So make sure when you're making a post every day, it does not have to be about health. It does not have to be about your program, but you definitely want all of that in. So let's look at Carly's feed here. So here in the first picture, she has this is a team picture. This is a workout video, mirror selfie. So those are both fitness related. This is nutrition, I think, or maybe it was working from Wi-Fi. Here's another video from her retreat. So we've got a lot of fitness, health, retreat, like coaching, and I think this, I don't know what this is about, but here we have, this looks like yoga, so that's another brand popped in there. Here are her dogs. Here's another dog picture. We got Kevin, and they're both working from Wi-Fi, so like relationship. So you can see, like, there's a lot of things going on. But again, she's still posting about fitness. She's still posting transformations. She's still sharing about her life and her journey. So it is a balance of all the things, but the more you do it, the better you get at it. So don't, don't let this make you feel overwhelmed. You'll totally get the hang of it as you go. Okay, so just want to break down a little bit of number crunching here. I love numbers. They're super motivating for me. So ask yourself a question. What would you do with an extra $800? Because what happens when you help 3 people enroll with a challenge pack, you hit Success Club like we talked about before. But then this is how, like, kind of just the income side works moving forward. So let's say month 1, you get, your new customer commission comes out to $150 total, because roughly you get about $50 commission per person who signs up with you. So $50 times 3, 150. Get it? Okay, now let's move on to month 2. Let's say you do that again. Okay, here they are, the 3 new customers times 50, 150. And then let's say all of your customers were committed to Shaco moving forward. They were like, this is amazing. You got them awesome results. They're pumped up. They're like, when's your next boot camp? I need to keep doing this. This is changing my life. So you get a commission off of their Shakeology order moving forward, like if they continue with it. So now we have those previous people from month 1, $32 times 3. So $96. So now you just made $246. Woo, woo. Okay, month 3, you're about to become a success starter because you're hitting Success Club again. 50 times 3 equals 150. So those are new customers again on the top. And then these are your 6 customers who have all continued moving forward with Shakeology on Home Direct. So that comes out to $192, and then all in all, you made $396. So if we add up what you've made each month, month 1, month 2, month 3, you just made almost $800. Pretty freaking crazy, right? So like, I think I'm just sharing this because as new coaches, I think a lot of times we can get really overwhelmed and we get in our heads and we're like, oh my gosh, like I'm working for commissions. I'm never going to make a lot of money from this. But this just breaks it down and shows you that, like, if you're a good coach and you get people results and you keep them on their journey and you keep them like with the products in your boot camp, like seeing all the results and success, you can actually do really, really well in your first few months as a coach. And again, like comparing this to any other business model out there, it just blows my mind, because like, what other business model allows you this kind of income growth and like freedom, right, when you're starting out? Okay, moving on. I'm going to take a sip of water. Okay. So what now? Now we've talked about all these things. I'm like out of breath and I've talked your ears off. So after this, if you guys haven't done any of this, this is the next step. If you have done this, then cool, you're killing it. So number 1, start going through our new coach prep course. There's also a social media course I want to mention that's really freaking amazing. So go through these. If you go to the team page, there's a pin post at the very top, whether you're in my team or another person's team. I'm sure they have it pinned to the very top. And if you look at the very top, it'll say new coach prep course. I think it's like it's 9 courses in and of itself, or like 9 separate topics, but it's amazing. Okay, so commit to your program, drink your shake, get results, 10 minutes of PD. You can do it. This is all the part of like working on yourself. It checks off 2 of the vital behaviors a day. How cool is that? Like, that's part of our goal. That's part of our job as coaches every single day, is committing to a program, drinking your shake, and reading your PD. Okay. Begin sharing your journey on social media and start inviting people to join you who are watching, right? Post a picture, post a video of your workouts, and invite some people who are watching. Just do it. And if you need a PD recommendation on if you're like afraid to do that, the 5-second rule is really amazing. Okay, lastly, don't get overwhelmed. I know I mentioned this, that like it's so easy as new coaches to get overwhelmed, but just don't let yourself do it. And if you are feeling overwhelmed, remind yourself that like you're taking this one day at a time, one step at a time. You are your own boss. Like you're the CEO and you have a choice. You can choose to be overwhelmed or you can choose to lean into all the excitement and just kind of use it to propel you forward and just keep diving into things at whatever pace that you can. Okay. So that is all we got. That was so much information. I'm like out of breath. I've lost my voice. I'm going to read through the chat, but if anybody has a question and they're brave enough to unmute themselves, feel free. Otherwise, I'll just read them in here. So make sure to send them in here if you haven't already. Yes, we get paid to be our best selves. It's like the best gig in the world. I'm doing a 21-day detox right now through Beachbody, and oh my gosh, it's like killing me, but it's so good for me. Like I feel so good. Oh yeah, take selfies if you guys haven't done that yet. Post it on your story. You can be like, I'm on my first new coach call. Yeah, Be Obsessed or Be Average is such a good read. The Compound Effect, 5-Second Rule, You Are Badass. Those are literally all like my favorite books. So if you guys are new, go read those. Ooh, Switch by Malcolm Gladwell. I think I've heard of that. Yeah, New Orleans is gonna be crazy. I think I say that wrong every time, but it's okay. Yeah, we get to share our real life. So freaking cool. No questions? Okay, I'm gonna take a quick selfie then. Okay, what has been the best part for you being a coach? Oh my gosh, literally everything. The best part is I love all of it, but I think I would have to say the community. Like I, growing up, had only brothers and always kind of struggled with female relationships, and the coaching community like was the first time I felt at home, like 100% comfortable to be myself in all areas of life. Like I didn't have to put on a front or like a mask. So, I mean, it's given me my life. Like my husband is all Beachbody now, like does the workouts and everything. Like our livelihood is Beachbody. I mean, income disclaimer, but yeah, it's amazing. So many beautiful things have come from it. How do you guys grow your Insta? How do you add new people? And then how do you start the convo and how long do you wait to invite them? So many good questions. There are some awesome YouTube videos on growing your Instagram. I actually just did a team call for my girls the other day. So I will just like send that, or maybe I'll post it in Team Root Your Eyes if you guys want to watch it. But there's this girl, Sunny Lezard something. I can never think of how to say her name, but it's Sunny something. And she's like a social media expert and she does all these videos on YouTube. They're amazing. Maybe if you just like YouTube Sunny Len. I know it's like Leonard something, but I'll post it in Team Root Your Eyes too, because I like basically summed up everything I learned from her and like put it in a team call. How do you add new people? Yeah, that'll walk you through how to add them. And then I start conversations with people who like have followed me or maybe that I have just followed after like a few days. Like I won't like instantly like follow them and message them unless I'm like obsessed and they're just awesome. But usually I will wait until they follow me back or follow me. And then I'll just say like, hey girl, thanks so much for the love and support on my page. Like it means the world to me. Are you into blah, blah, blah too? Like sometimes I'll kind of send a mix of all things. Like, are you into health too? Or are you a dog mom or a tiny home dweller? Like so grateful you found my page and we're connected. So just kind of like throw them some love and like start a conversation. I always think of it also like a party. Like, what would I say to somebody like I just met if I were walking in a party and like I saw their shoes and they were awesome? I'd be like, girl, I love your shoes. Oh my gosh, where'd you get them? Like, you just got to find a connection point and then it's so easy to go from there. And how long do you wait to invite them? So I would say it totally depends on the person. Like, some people I invite them like straight off the bat, if they're watching my story, I will just shoot them an invite. And sometimes I've never even talked to them, but that's okay, because they're on my page. Like, they're choosing to follow me and watch my stories. So like, they're there for a reason. But sometimes, like, if I reached out to someone and they're a new like follower and we're kind of just getting a conversation started, I won't rush it. Like, I'll just try to like gradually ease the conversation toward health. And if like, I'm not going to make like a massive, like random jump if it feels awkward. Like, I just try to feel it out. And also I treat it like my best friend. Like, if I were talking to my best friend and we were just having a conversation, like, what would I say to her if I were trying to get it to like an invite and get her to come and be a part of this? Yeah, you got to invite people to your party. And if you feel like you're awkward starting combos, it's okay. Like, you can like lean into that awkwardness. Like, I sometimes feel like I'm so awkward and sometimes I'm not. But if it's really awkward, I'll just like point it out and I'll be like, oh my gosh, like I feel so awkward, but I had to reach out and like say something like, I think you're so cool, or I love your page, whatever. So just like point it out, because that's like a part of you too, right? The worst part of all of this is reaching out. I never want to come off as non-genuine, so it freaks me out to come off as fake. I mean, I would say the fact that you're aware of like not wanting to come off as fake is really good, because people will feel the energy of that and feel your intention. And I always say, like, do your best with it, like be as 100% you as you can. And if people don't get that sense and they don't read that back, like they don't get that energy, then they're not your person to begin with. And like, that's okay. Love them and leave them. Like, we are going to come up against haters. Anybody who's making a stand for something better and sharing something positive in the world is going to get haters. Like, I feel like I'm a really relatively nice person, and I have come up against some crazy people on Instagram who have said nasty things to me, and I've either just not responded, or I have been like, you know what, like, I'm being really nice to you and you're not being nice, so I'm gonna leave. Like, you know, I just call it as it is. So yeah, just take time with it, give yourself grace, like do your best. People, like, if you have a heart of gold and like good intentions, they will shine through. Yes. Jesus and MLK had haters all day.
Leanna, it's Jess. I unmuted. I have been inconsistently posting and only recently started consistently posting. And since I've done that, I've gone past the 100 days. It's taken me longer to do the MM100, but the last like 2 weeks I've been like super consistent. And now people are seeing the results I'm getting and have started sending me comments being like, oh my gosh, good on you, showing up every day, you're inspiring. People are sending me pics of them at the gym, like they just got gym memberships. But I'm like still having a hard time like getting them to commit. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, I just feel like I'm being like so genuine. Like, yeah, I love this program. This is what it's done for me. I've tried other programs. I'm losing patience.
I feel like, number one, you have to just ask yourself, like, are you building a relationship with them? Because I know, like, somebody talked about this a while ago. Maybe it was Grant Cardone. There's a know, like, and trust factor before people will sign up with you or like buy from you. So if they first off like know you, awesome, like step one is complete. And then if they like you, step two is complete. But it might just be like they don't trust that you will get them to where they want to go. And it might not be like a personal thing. It might just be like they're waiting to see you be even more consistent.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, you're definitely on track to like getting there. And that's amazing that people are noticing. So like, just don't give up, like keep going, keep finding people and inviting people. And a lot of people, it's New Year's. So like a lot of people will start their New Year's resolutions right now. And typically like a New Year's resolution tends to be more of a diet fad rather than like a lifestyle change. So keep in mind that like if you stay consistent for 5 months, they're going to probably start their healthy diet fad and then fall off the train and be like, Jessica's still doing her thing, and then see you and want to join you. So just keep inviting them, like keep out hope, but also like keep inviting new people and trying to find new people to make friends with and build relationships with. But I get it.
Cool.
It's tough sometimes.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, move on and invite other people. Don't dwell too long. Combat their excuse and let them know you are there when they change their mind. So good. And there's also a call, I think it was Brianna Headley, who did a call on team retries and team fight to finish on objections, being an objection ninja. So combating people, it's so good. And you do it in a really kind and supportive way. I started posting workout clips on my stories, and I've had so many people reach out because they saw me working out before I wasn't getting much interest. Yes. So when stories came out, I was a coach before they came out, and it was a game changer. Like when I started posting videos, I think that month that they came out, like I posted videos and I had so many people like, what? This is what you do? I always hear you talking about it, but I never see it. So the fact that we can do that is huge. Like if you're not taking advantage of that every single day, you could be missing out on people, you know, because sometimes they can't listen to what you're saying. Sometimes they can't read. They're like driving in the car or they're at work or whatever, and their boss is talking to them and they'll just be like, you know, on stories, and they'll see the workout and they'll be like, wait, what is this? So yeah, definitely take advantage of them. They're so good. Okay, any more questions? I already got my selfie. So if you guys haven't gotten any selfies, take a picture, post it on your stories. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for hanging with me so long. Bye.